Merry Christmas, y'all, and happy holidays. I'm just making like another video that I was dying to make, which was honestly my whole thoughts on the whole series of Home Alone. And I'm not just going to stop on the first two. I'm going to make strong references on the first two, but these this topic that I'm going to talk about, Home Alone itself, I'm arguably going to just say that first two to three and four, if we all think about it, Jesus, honestly, someone was going to get wrecked or could get arguably either killed or they had to go to the hospital. Because by the end of the day, it's just the fact of there were so many things that happened in those movies with one kid versus a bunch of thieves. And when I say a bunch of thieves, is the first two Home Alones. Honestly, it was between two robbers that was trying to rob a place or rob certain houses. Well, correction. First one, it was robbing a house. The second one was technically robbing a toy store with like a whole bunch of money that's inside a toy store. But aside from all that, that's not the point. It's just the fact that honestly, first two was like that. The third one was between three robbers, and then the fourth one I think was between three robbers again as well. But aside from all that, it's just the fact that all these robbers versus one kid, it is not only hilarious, but at the same time, if you add logic to it, someone would get killed or someone has to go to the freaking infirmary real quick in mm, the ICU immediately because mm, you just had to think about it, y'all. Like for one, I don't know what kid out of all these movies have these thoughts in their head, like how they have these thoughts in their head of making these traps. But it's just Lord have mercy. I think okay, the first two. I'm gonna say this: the first two, arguably, maybe he thought of these traps not only because of TV, but also because well, Kevin as a main protagonist, if we have to all think about it, he came from like a dickish family. I mean, it's one of those I think Kevin's family is like an example of you can't pick and choose your family. Sometimes you just have to live with them and love them for who they are and etc. That or love them and live with them for who they are and also just deal with their foibles, which is things that you dislike or don't like about your family members and whatever. But aside from Kevin, I feel like he had a little bit of traction as to why he could make big contraptions or think of schemes to whoop somebody if they were trying to rob him or rob somebody else and whatever. I think he's a capable kid of thinking of some scheme like that. Now the last two, the third and fourth Home Alone, arguably all I gotta say is maybe, just maybe, I feel like those two protagonists, I forgot who their names are because sadly I only watched the third and fourth one maybe a few times, but not all the time, only because and TV kind of backs it up. It's not only just as fans, but TV kind of backs it up too. It's the fact that the third and fourth one is not always played all the time. So it's hard to literally think about those two protagonists as to how they make their own, traps and whatever. Third one, arguably, you can think about it because well, his family's kind of dickish, but it's not like it's 100% dickish compared to Kevin's family because Kevin, ooh, he had a small temper with his older brother, Kevin as well too. And I don't know why these parents named both of their goddamn sons Kevin. But aside from all that, it's just well, let's get deeper into the topic by me bringing up the prank slash plans. First of all. second one to first one. I'm gonna just bring up these iconic, like, I guess, references. One, like bringing up heavy, big, inanimate objects, and then just smacking somebody upside the head with big, heavy, inanimate objects. I feel like that can create a whole, like, honestly, concussion or contusion to somebody. That's me saying that you could get killed from that, or you can go to literally the ICU for stuff like that. So it's like, Jesus, like really, really, in this, in these two robbers between Harry and Marv, it's like they still resilient to get back up and actually go after a kid. I mean, technically they're robbers. They can't go to the hospital or ICU because they're robbers. But at the same time, it's just you would think they would die or get a contusion or concussion from this. It's like, dang. Aside from that, if I had to point out something else out, it's just also the fact that well, let me bring up the heavy objects and going deeper on it. First of all, the first movie, if I had to bring up the heavy object thing, it would be just paint cans, big paint cans that you use to paint houses and walls and fences. If you smack that upside somebody's head, Lord have mercy, they'll pass out or. And then the second one, Kevin does like the paint can trick again with the second one, but it's still the fact that Lord have mercy, you doing that. It's just um now honestly another heavy object that Kevin used as a blunt object to like mess these two up would be bricks. He didn't get Harry with them bricks, but he hit Marv like multiple times upside the forehead with it. I'm like, God, I think you even saw like gashes around his head. I'm like, mm. Had him speaking slurs all across the ground. I'm like, this dude speaking slurs on the ground. Barely picks himself later on in the movie as the plot thickens or the plot goes on and moves on inside the movie. And it's like, Jesus, man, I thought you would pass out or die right there on that sidewalk because you literally took like 4 or 5 bricks upside the head. Mm. Um, Another thing that I'd like to point out would be just the fact that, well, either slipping on ice, for one, you can get hurt by that or have back problems. I mean, not only as us as black people or anybody else can think about it, it'd be just the fact that black ice can mess you up. And honestly, we all be fearful of that in this time of season, always slipping on ice. And that's what Kevin used from time to time, whether it be the first one or the second one. He always uses ice, one way or the other. And let me see, another trap. I can't remember all the traps between the first one and the second one, but I will make up a big reference towards the first and second one, and it will be just the fact of, well, for one, using freaking fire in any way should honestly mess somebody up, whether it be small or large. And what I mean by that is in the first one, when like Marv basically, nah, it wasn't Marv, it was Harry. Harry put his hand on that doorknob and then accidentally like unhinged like Kevin's like doorknob in his palm of his hand because Kevin literally used an iron or something to heat up the metal doorknob in order for him to burn like Harry's hand. I'm like, God dang, Negro, that's like second or third degree burn if you got like a doorknob like thing hinged in the palm of your hand. Jesus Christ. In the second movie, when it comes to fire or heat itself, it would probably be just the fact of, well, everything was lit on care was infused with kerosene in this broken like condemned house. So it's like or like apartment building, and it's like, God dang. The first time Kevin used it was honestly when like Harry had his head on fire somehow by Kevin, like by one of Kevin's traps, and then he somehow stuck put his head inside of a toilet stool in this like condemned apartment building in the second movie, and I guess the toilet was filled to the brim with kerosene because as you watch the movie, it's just there's a whole big flash of light that goes through the whole building, and this like sound effect went boom, and I'm like, did this little Negro put kerosene inside of the toilet stool after making a fire trap for this man? I'm like, Kevin literally trying to kill these people. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now, aside from all those things, it'll be just a fact of, well, I feel like with all movies, and this is a dominant or like a broad statement, but I feel like with all movies, I feel like one way or the other, using electricity has always been used. Like honestly, Marv been like electrocuted in the second one in that condemned apartment building, which again, if anyone gets shocked or have electricity went through their body, especially to the point where you see X-rays and their whole skeleton like coming out in the movie or like with anything in general, I'm like, you're dead. Your butt's dead or your butt is like wiped out. You can't get up from that. And I'm like, Jesus, this dude literally trying to kill him. Third one, same thing happened with the with one of the robbers in the third one because remember in the third one there's like three robbers, so one of them got wrecked by using the use of electricity from that child as well too. So it's like mm. Fourth, arguably, I feel like they have to had gotten wrecked by using electricity or something. So it's like let me see who what else. Honestly, I'm trying to remember what else had happened between all the movies. Honestly, aside from all of that, it's also the fact of using substances, whether it's sticky substances or like like slippery substances on staircases or on the floor. That poses problems too, especially depending on how strong the substance is. Because literally, if you think about it, if the sticky substance like super glue or something is on the floor, and then you step on it, and then you like want to get out of it, but then you're down to your bare feet. And I remember this in the second one. Technically, can't the skin can't some of your skin like peel off or like are you are you kind of arguably endangering yourself to like lose some of your skin if you're pulling your feet out of the super glue or whatever if you pull hard enough. Second thing, slippery substances on staircases ingenious, but at the same time, again, you're asking for nothing but contusions, concussions, and back problems from that. Go take your butt to the ICU or hospital after that or whatever because you're going to get wrecked. Now, if I had to say anything else aside from like all those references, putting logic between all the movies put together, it would be also the fact that if we all think about it, all four movies together kind of like brings up the illogical like ideals or logic of Tom and Jerry old cartoons like logic. Now I'm not saying that just to pull that like out of me or from my butt and just being random with it. It's me just being realistic because by the end of the day, if we all think about it, whether you're a boomer, a millennial, or either like a Generation X individual that just accidentally was watching cable TV or arguably like any other streaming like service that has Boomerang on it and then you accidentally watch Tom and Jerry. That's what Tom and Jerry literally do. They take frying pans, bash it upside their head. They use explosives from time to time by necessary means different ways against each other. They use different like Looney Tune like logic towards each other, but like sometimes way worse because they literally throwing hands amongst each other. This is between Tom and Jerry throwing hands all the time. But that's cartoon like logic with real life logic. So it's like, no, that's not going to mix well. And I feel like maybe that's how the robbers keep on getting up and keep moving on. Maybe it's just cartoon logic in there a little bit because that's just not realistic that someone could get up from all those beatings and keep trying to do what they're trying to do or remember what they had to do. And it's like, I mean, I know like grown people or adults like us are supposed to be built to like go through stuff like that and maybe take on a whole lot of beatings more than we could as a kid. But I still argue, nah, man, nah, you ain't going to survive there. You're not going to try to skip out from going to the hospital after all of that. Come on, man, no. But that's my video. Please leave a like if you liked it. And also, I will also say this statement too. My bad if I was being random in this video too. I was dying to talk about this topic because of the fact that again, it's just if you think about it and put logic between all the Home Alone movies, it's just it'd be wild, fam. It'd be wild if you think about it. But please do like if you like it. Please subscribe if you like this video and other videos. And also thank you for watching. Thank you and bye.